Hello everyone, I'm Raven from Raven Comics, and in today's video, we'll wrap up the story of Flash and Reverse Flash after being destroyed by Dr. Manhattan. We'll add another story, and if you like it, we'll continue with it later on. In previous chapters, Professor Zoom had kidnapped Iris West to take her to the 25th century. Flash traveled through time to rescue his beloved. Reverse Flash showed them their future. In the future, we saw that Iris and Barry had children. The bad news is that the Tornado Twins were villains. Barry didn't want that future. Professor Zoom offered him a solution. He would take him to the negative speed force. In return, Reverse Flash would fix his mistakes and return Iris to her time. As always, Flash fought his enemy. And as always, Reverse Flash betrayed Barry. While in the negative speed force, he combined their powers, becoming Negative Flash. Now that he's out, he's determined to kill Reverse Flash once and for all. The question here is, will Flash be able to defeat his greatest enemy once and for all? We start with Iris West. She's holding a weapon and trying to escape the museum. The fight between Flash and Reverse Flash has begun. Barry asks her to leave the place immediately. Iris asks what is happening to him. The battle between the two speedsters is intense, destroying everything in their path. Eobard Thawne tells Barry he loves his new look. While they fight, Reverse Flash tells Flash he's always been his greatest influence. It's amazing to see how the favor is being returned. Now Reverse Flash is Barry's greatest influence. He is now one with the negative speed force. He doesn't need the speed force to have his powers anymore. Reverse Flash has always been faster than Flash, and it's thanks to the negative speed force. If Barry thinks he can defeat him using the negative speed force, he's wrong. It's clear when Reverse Flash uses all his power. At this point in the battle, it seemed like Barry had the upper hand. But everything changed when Reverse Flash stopped and delivered a powerful blow. Eobard Thawne told Barry that if they joined forces, they could achieve so much. They just needed to stick together as friends. Those words only infuriated Flash. He stopped, grabbed Thawne by the head, and said they weren't friends. Flash picked up tremendous speed. Reverse Flash couldn't defend himself as Barry dragged him across the planet. It seems Barry has finally surpassed him, thanks to the negative speed force. The race ends, and the battle unfolds near some volcanoes. Barry lands a heavy blow on Reverse Flash, leaving him severely injured on the ground. Professor Zoom comments that this Earth is younger. Barry unknowingly took them to the beginning of the planet. Eobard tells him they've done this before. No matter what happens, they always end up traveling through time. History always repeats itself. Flash tells him to shut up and threatens to end it by breaking his neck. Professor Zoom gets up, gains momentum, and launches himself at Flash. Reverse Flash grabs him by the head and says that years ago, Barry's words about not being friends would have hurt his feelings. But now he's just managed to anger him. His fury is so great that it could seriously hurt him. Barry asks if he wants to know why he forgot him. The truth is, Flash forgot about him for a simple reason. It wasn't because of some cosmic event or timeline issue. He forgot because Thawne is utterly forgettable. The battle continues. The two begin running through time. Reverse Flash says this is ridiculous. They shouldn't be fighting like this. Eobard clarifies that he's not a fan of physical violence. His goal has always been to hurt Barry emotionally, as he did by killing Barry's mother. His purpose is clear. Watching Barry grieve his mother's death for a lifetime was better than any physical blow he could have delivered. The fight returns to the 25th century. Iris asks Barry what's going on. Flash asks Eobard why he doesn't stop. Why does he keep invading his personal life? Reverse Flash says it's the only way to spend time with him. Barry calls him pathetic for trying to ruin his future, just like he ruined his past. Barry starts running circles around Professor Zoom. It's time to end this. Eobard murdered his mother, and Barry can't forgive him for it. It's time for the final blow. Unfortunately, Reverse Flash evades it. Eobard tells Barry that if he could kill his mother again, he would. But for now, he'll settle for something better. It's Iris's turn to die. Before Reverse Flash can do anything, he collapses. He's lost all his momentum. The professor laments. Barry asks what happened to him. Something is wrong with his speed. Barry gets even angrier. He brought them here to reveal their future, called Barry a liar, and spoke of all the people Barry has hurt. Eobard's goal was to make Barry feel bad, but he accidentally revealed his own pathetic truth. The professor is a sad, small nobody who wants to be like Flash. No matter what, no one will ever build a Reverse Flash museum. This relationship is over. Eobard gets up and asks if this is really the end. He still has a trump card. Does Barry truly believe killing his mother was terrible? That's not even in the top 10 horrible things Reverse Flash will do. Eobard says Barry will one day remember the night his mother died and wish he had died too. This isn't the first time Eobard has lost his powers. It's only a matter of time before he regains them. When that happens, he'll come back again and again. But that's what he thought. Barry might not be able to end this battle, but someone else can. The person responsible for finishing him off is Iris, who took Black Hole's weapon and shot Reverse Flash. Professor Zoom disappears. Flash laments everything and asks Iris why she did it. Barry's expression suggests he would never have ended his enemy. Barry always spares them, even with the negative speed force coursing through him. He can't kill anyone. Iris asks Flash to stay away from her. Barry says there's no reason to fear him. Suddenly, his skin tone begins returning to normal. Barry tries to approach her again, but Iris repeats her plea for him to stay away. Flash removes his mask and tells her everything was his fault. Lying put them in this situation, but he's Barry Allen. She doesn't need to shoot him. Iris asks what happened to him. Barry says he'll explain later. It's a promise. Iris asks if what Reverse Flash showed her about their children's future is true. Barry says he doesn't know, but if they work together, they can change things and prevent that future. The future isn't written yet. Barry tries to take Iris's hand, but accidentally gives her a slight electric shock. The negative speed force still runs through his veins. Iris is exhausted and simply asks Barry to take her home. Barry takes her back to the past. There's nothing left to do in this timeline. Back in the 21st century, remember that after the beating Reverse Flash gave Wally, Flash had to take him to Star Labs. Barry tells Iris that Wally is fine thanks to his connection to the Speed Force. Barry suspects something is wrong. Wally should already be up and running. Iris asks if there's something else he hasn't told her. As we know, her suspicions are correct. Barry is hiding the existence of the other Wally West. Because of the New 52 reboot and the first Wally being trapped in the Speed Force, Iris is unaware of his existence. She knows Barry is hiding something. Once again, Barry can't tell her the truth. She knows this and asks him to leave. Meanwhile, she'll stay with Wally. It's a pity, but I doubt she'll ever know Flash or be able to tell him how I feel, even without someone in my life. His sense of hope was a light in the darkness of the future. And as long as that existed, I was never alone. Words spoken by Eobard Thawne. A while has passed, and we see a mysterious person talking on the phone. The person asks how on earth they managed to find a secure line in Central City. The man on the other end replies that they created a secure line and urgently needs a message sent to his friend. Later on, Barry Allen appears with a negative speed force. He was Negative Flash, chasing a group of rogues. If you want to race Flash, you just have to ask, they taunt. Barry Allen is the fastest man alive, but now his speed comes with a price. He also has new powers he doesn't fully understand and wants to learn to control. But right now, he has unfinished business with the Reapers. We see police officers watching these motorized criminals. Flash narrates, "In the past, I could dodge the Reaper's bullets by vibrating and letting the bullets phase through me. But now, the bullets don't even hit me. They get close, and some sort of vibration turns them to ashes." This new negative speed force had created a protective aura that kept him safe while running. But this new aura was unpredictable. We see Barry Allen pulling the police officers out of harm's way as a car explodes. Flash is determined, "I can handle this. I know I can. I have to." Barry Allen had saved the officers, but the criminals got away, mocking him as they fled. He asked the officers if they were okay, and they confirmed they were, but they pointed out that he had caused their car to explode. "I'm sorry," he said. "I didn't know that was going to happen." Barry looked back at the destruction he'd left behind. He couldn't control his new powers and knew he had to do something to fix this. There's so much destruction in my wake because of these new powers. This is my fault. Eobard was right. I destroy everything I touch. One of the officers criticized him. I've seen Central City destroyed by all kinds of criminals, but never by you, Flash. Don't be so hard on him, another officer interjected. He'll fix it like he always does. But Flash had already left. He was in an alley now, looking devastated. I would never hurt Central City on purpose, he thought. But if I try to repair all the damage my aura caused, I might hurt the city even more. Whenever he transformed into Flash, his metabolism sped up. He burned calories rapidly, but usually replenished himself. Now, after using these new powers, he felt utterly drained, something he had never experienced before. What has Eobard done to me? He wondered. Barry's body was changing too. His hands had turned green, and his veins were pitch black. Too tired to run and fearful of hurting more people, he decided to take public transportation. It was a scorching hot day. I've always hated the heat, he admitted. After a while, he arrived at the Central City Police Station. Thankfully, it was a cool, air-conditioned space. Barry grabbed a drink. Before he could take a sip, someone asked where the burnt body was. Distracted, Barry couldn't answer. Please wait, he said, overwhelmed. Without realizing it, he was being short with his co-workers. Barry acknowledged to himself that he had had a terrible, disastrous morning, but that didn't excuse rudeness. They don't know what's happened or what I've been through. Maybe I should just tell them the truth, he thought. The truth that his ex-girlfriend Iris West had been kidnapped and taken to the Flash Museum in the 25th century. Or that Reverse Flash massacred Kid Flash, leaving him hospitalized. Or maybe that Iris killed Reverse Flash. Iris had asked him for space, and Barry believed it was for the best. I need to focus on work, he thought, trying to keep his mind off Iris, Wally, and Zoom. Just then, someone else called for him. It was Captain Singh, along with 4 others in his office. He asked them to shut the door and explain why he had called them. Yesterday, I was reviewing files from closed cases. The Belladonna murder. Barry, you worked on that case, right? Barry nodded. Singh continued. What's strange is that the blood samples from that case are missing. Completely gone from the evidence room. And that's just the beginning of our problems. Singh explained that evidence from several closed cases had disappeared. Small samples that no one had paid much attention to because the cases were closed. I don't see a connection between the stolen samples, he admitted. Maybe it's an error, but I don't want to think that someone in our lab is stealing evidence. That thought makes me sick. You 4 are the only ones I can trust. Don't tell anyone else. Handle this quietly and quickly. The group agreed and left the office, but Singh stopped Barry before he exited. He acknowledged Barry's recent personal struggles and reminded him to stay focused on work. You're one of the best here, Barry, but only when your mind is clear. This investigation needs your full commitment. The lab needs you sharp and grounded, Singh said. Barry nodded, but as he left, everything seemed to be falling apart. There wasn't a shred of good in his life. If only people knew everything I've done, everything I've sacrificed for this city, he thought bitterly. The thought only made him angrier. Maybe he should have told Singh to assign someone else to the case. All he really wanted was to talk to Iris. Suddenly, he saw the same motorbike criminals he'd encountered earlier that morning, right outside the police department. He couldn't believe it. This morning I let them go, but now that I'm angry, I'll catch them all. Barry activated his negative speed ring, transformed into Flash, and began the chase. Earlier, he was worried about his powers harming Central City. Now he cared a little less about using them on criminals. The Reapers had no chance against Flash this time. He destroyed their bikes effortlessly. Do you really think you can escape me in my city? He demanded. One of the criminals warned. We're not running from you, Barry. We're running from something else coming this way. Suddenly, a creature made of organic metal appeared. It was Shrapnel, a convict sentenced to life in Iron Heights, who escaped amidst the chaos caused by Thawne. Flash confronted him. Staying in Central City was a very stupid move. I'll take you down just like your partners. Flash attacked and caused some damage, but Shrapnel only laughed. Barry described Shrapnel's voice as sounding like blades being sharpened. He punched Shrapnel repeatedly, but couldn't harm him. Shrapnel's body simply reassembled itself. There's a new game in town, Shrapnel said, and we've been playing it for fun. My boss wants to make an example. Flash wondered what this new game was about as the Reapers fled the scene. Shrapnel thought capturing the Reapers would be difficult, but thanks to Flash, they were dead. Shrapnel detonated from within, releasing sharp metal fragments that killed the fleeing Reapers. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm TJ Prime, and see you in the next video.